Wow. Oh my God, that's annoying. Stop that. That's really annoying. Holy crap. Do I need headphones? I don't think I really need them right now for what's going on. Hey, can you guys hear me? Hopefully you can. Say thumbs up if you can hear me. I got a few people in here. I did see that, I guess an hour ago, Rocky Top became my latest member of the channel, of the YouTube channel. Evidently, someone also joined yesterday, so I am up to six members on the channel. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, Rocky Top. Rocky Top makes those Black Crow stands that he sells on eBay. They're super nice stands. Really nice. All right. So let's get rid of that. So what's going on, guys? This is sooner than you normally see me for live streams. You know, I do a live stream like once every month, once every 2 months. I don't do them that often. But I thought with the influx of EUC announcements, you know, I talked about some of them on one of my writing videos. I talked about a little bit about the Abrams, the Commander, which originally we thought was a Sherman wheel, but that's actually we'll talk about that. But that's actually a weird bastard child of Gotway / Bugatti and Extreme Bull, it seems. Then we have the Bugatti Hero, which grabs things from other wheels, like the general suspension setup of an S18, the control, the screen, the display screen of a Sherman, kickstand of a V11 / V12. So that's going to be an interesting wheel. And I heard that, like, at its guts, it's kind of like an older motor. I think someone said it's similar to an RS motor, I guess, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's a good motor, but and the initial, what really kind of turned people off was the initial price offering on that one. And we'll talk about that some more. And of course, there's the S20 Eagle, which I have as my background here, but let's see, how can I do that? Wish I knew in StreamYard how I can make myself smaller so you can see the S20 Eagle. Okay, I'm going to leave the studio for a second. I'll be right back, guys. We're talking about this. The S20 Eagle, which is the most excited I've been about for a electric unicycle in quite a while, to be very honest with you. All right, got some people coming in here. Richard Thor, what's up, man? Sound works. You can hear me. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Mike in Tampa, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. This was last minute. I actually kind of decided to do this in the middle or right before we watched a movie tonight called Jungle Land, and the movie was only an hour and a half. I thought it was going to be longer, so I'm like, oh well. I guess maybe I'll do a live stream because I'm not going to have a chance to really do this for a little bit because I'm heading out of town tomorrow for a work conference. So I'm going to be out of town for a few days. So I thought I would talk about this a little bit tonight. And whatever else you guys want to talk about. There's evidently some drama surrounding Chooch that isn't the best thing, but yeah, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Let's sample this. Not hearing a damn thing. Okay, I think you're pulling my leg. Real talk with a super chat. Wow, thanks, bud. That's much appreciated. Much appreciated. Is it official that the Abrams will be 116 volts? As far as I know, I haven't heard any differently. 116 volts, and the of course everybody knows that the S20 is supposed to be 126 volts. So yeah, as far as I know, it's supposed to be 116, and the battery, I'm not really sure what the official battery size is going to be in the Abrams, because the initial specs that they listed, that the battery didn't match up with the voltage correctly. So I'm not really sure what the official battery size is going to be in the Abrams. Real talk, you did back-to-back super chats? Okay, that's a first. That's never happened. That has never happened for me. I'm coming up on 50 live streams, believe it or not. I've actually streamed 50 times. EUC live streams, the first, and I've probably done about 5 or 6 with Marty, but the majority of them have been by myself. I'll say you like the S20, but durability seems sketchy. I don't know. It is interesting. Now I need to find a way to. Let's see. How can I do this? All right, bear with me, guys. In StreamYard, for some reason, it's difficult for me just to like pull up a video file, or no, I'm not a video file, but like an image file. And I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong. I'm probably just doing something wrong. Let's see. Can I do this? Okay, you guys can't see this, but just hold on. Bear with me, because I have a bunch of pictures of the Hero and the S20, which I'm sure at this point you guys have seen all this already, but. All right, so if I do that and I share screen, okay, let's get rid of that. Let's do that. Okay, I think I can share that. All right. Okay. So, come on. Originally, I saw these concept drawings of the S20. They were early on, and it looks like the more detailed renderings seem pretty similar. So, Real Talk says that the durability seems sketchy. I don't know. I mean. The suspension arm obviously is hanging out there. As far as the wheel itself, I guess time will tell. I mean, you have a lot of exposed motor. I've heard some concerns about possibly the motor itself, the motor body being more exposed because there is so much wheel exposed. But that is not something that jumped out to me as a big concern. The S18 doesn't have. I mean, the S18 is a very similar layout. Has plastic body panels over some of these spots, but those don't give you tons of protection. So yeah, I mean, for me, durability did not jump to the front of my mind as far as potential issues with the wheel. But I don't ride it in a way that would typically cause, a lot of opportunities to smash the wheel up. So we'll see. We shall see for sure. So let's hide this. We can bring it back later. I guess this is the way I'm going to have to show pictures. Whoops. Joe's here. The S20 looks amazing. Yeah, I kind of think so too. And the fact that it's a suspension wheel. I mean, all 4 wheels that have been announced have merit. The Abrams, a 22-inch wheel. To move Veteran up into the Monster or the first-gen Monster class, as far as wheel size goes. I mentioned in a video that I wasn't quite sure that was really the best idea to go bigger. I thought they might have been better served to go a little bit smaller maybe, but they decided to go bigger with the Abrams, supposedly having a higher voltage, a more refined look Do I have, let's see, do I have Abrams pictures here? I'm trying to think if I saved any of those. Let's see. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, it's, this week there was some supposedly real pictures of the Abram. This is a real one. This isn't a render from EUC Vibes, who I'm not sure where he got it. He watermarked the pictures. So I mean, it's cool. I guess that the pictures don't blow me away. I mean, it looks a little more polished than the Sherman. It still has the crash bar. But of the, let's see, of those four wheels, as far as my excitement goes, I would probably rate this number 3 of 4 right now. Of course, that's always subject to change, but that is how I'm feeling right now. Okay, remove that. All right. Optimus Prime. Was I trying to make a point there? I don't know. Yeah, I think I was. So the Abrams, the Commander, which I don't think I have pictures of the Commander. I don't think I grabbed them because, again, that doesn't excite me. I mean, the Commander has specs that are better than the Sherman. It's a bigger battery. I believe it's supposed to be a 3,600 watt-hour battery. And my understanding is the Commander has Gotway internals, Bigodi internals, basically, and the outer shell is from this Extreme Bull company. There's some sort of relationship. Actually, it might be like a family relationship, literally, between the president of Bigodi and Extreme Bull. I'm not quite sure. Jack from KingSong did kind of try to explain that on the video I posted about it, but so yeah, that's going to have the biggest battery. I'm sure it'll be a nice cruising wheel, but it just doesn't excite me that much, to be quite honest. And then of course we have the Bigodi Hero. Now the Hero, like I said, it's an obvious borrowing of ideas from other companies. That's nothing new, right? So you have the display screen, which I believe is it's a step up from what's on the Sherman. I mean, I like that it's at the very front of the wheel. That's cool. It seems bright, easy to read. I'm curious if that suffers from some of the issues that the V12 display does, being reflective during daytime. Although with a more or less black or white setup, I would think that might be more visible. You can see it has a USB. The USB-A port is right up top, right by the screen. Can I do this? I can. Okay. Trolley handle, very similar to the Sherman. Very Sherman-esque for that trolley handle. And the speaker right up top, I assume that there's some water resistance built into that. And there's also I assume that's the power button up there. I did see a video that they posted today of someone standing in front of it, because I guess there's been some concerns about the water resistance with this kind of layout. And they were spraying a hose on top of the Hero to demonstrate that it's okay to get wet. Although I think it did have a disclaimer saying it wasn't recommended to do this. Let's see if I do this, what happens here? Okay, I can make it a little bigger. There we go. Side profile. It's a little quirky looking. You know, kind of it's quirky, but it's not hideous, and it's unique. At least it doesn't look like, you know, so many for so long Bigodi just basically iterated on things. You know, just slightly tweaked existing designs. This looks, you know, totally different from anything that I've seen out of them before. Oops. Okay, back profile. That mudguard arrangement is strange. You have like the fender coming over the top, and then you have a mudguard on the back with an opening at the top. I guess it works. It's just kind of weird looking though, right? Side profile again. demonstrating the kickstand that it has. There you go. There's, and I wish I could make that bigger, but there's that weird arrangement with the mudguard. It's never been done that way before. Let's put it that way. So let's hide that. And I'm just giving you commentary again. Nice profile shot again. Not bad. Yeah, it's not a bad looking wheel. So I guess that is a seat, right? The back end. I guess I don't think I could sit on it, but I'm sure there's lots of people that could sit on that. It sort of looks like an integrated seat, which another thing that the S20 has. And there you get a good shot at the swing arm setup that's very similar to the S18. One thing that people have said, they've posted a couple pictures with the covers off, and the frame inside, it looks like it has a nice metal frame underneath all that plastic. So hopefully that means it's, oh, speak of the devil. There you go. That's what it looks like with the covers off. So you have a pretty substantial metal frame under there. So hopefully that means good things for durability. Showing that screen a lot. Screen looks good. There's no doubt that that screen looks good. I'm sure it has nowhere near the functionality that the V12 screen has, but it does look good, I think. All right, let's take that out. And here I am. All right, so let's see. You guys are probably saying things, and I'm probably not seeing them. So the Eagle is a step in the right direction. I would call it more than a step. I would call it a bounding leap. I mean, it's like it's almost like the S18 got bit by a radioactive spider and became a superhero. You know, it has double the battery, and took the suspension to a whole new level. Coil over shock. There's just so much that we can talk about on the S20. Mike in Tampa, what drama? The drama has to do with Chooch, and we can talk about that more later if you want to. I really didn't dig into it much until today. I was reading some threads about it. And we can talk about that later if you want to. Let's sample this. You're finally hearing me? Okay. Well, I'm glad you're hearing me now, since I'm a little bit behind. Okay. Real talk. Could the S20's hyper engineering be its Achilles heel? I don't know. In what way? What do you mean? As far as the durability thing, or too complex that it has reliability problems? Possibly. Who knows? I am hoping that KingSong has learned from the S18 launch. When the S18 launched, you know, everyone was psyched about the suspension, but there was a number of build decisions that were made in the way that suspension was put together that were really sloppy and not well thought out. I'm hoping that KingSong has learned from that mistake. I think they have, but hopefully they have learned from that mistake with the S20. Everything that I've heard so far makes me think that they have. So let's cross our fingers. Real talk. What Chooch drama? I don't know. I find it hard to believe that someone could be watching my EUC live stream and not have heard about the Chooch drama. But again, we can talk about it. Oh, okay, another one I haven't heard about. Okay, let me give you the cliff notes real quick. And this is just from me reading. I don't have any insight to this, and I'm not gonna. I don't even want to dig up what was said. Basically, there was something that was posted on Reddit. Someone posted something about the Afghanistan situation and the refugees, and I don't know. And apparently Chooch posted something that was in poor taste, I would say, and kind of it definitely didn't make him look good or sympathetic or mature, really. And if you go to the Electric Unicycle org group on Facebook, you can see it. It's probably one of the things that'll get pushed in front of your face soon, or right at the top, because there's been a lot of commentary on it. This was posted in Reddit. Since it was posted, and he got grilled by a bunch of people. Since it was posted, he has since deleted his Reddit user. I think his Reddit user was ChoochTech, I believe, or ChoochTech EUC, something like that. I guess in an attempt to kind of control things, he deleted his user account. But people screenshotted what was said already, so it doesn't really do him much good, unfortunately for him. So it might wind up being a lesson. Chooch is a young guy. My commentary on it was, Chooch is young. When you're young, you make mistakes. You make a lot of mistakes when you're young. I think this was a mistake, what he said. Those of you that have not been in the EUC hobby for a long time, there's been some other incidents in the past where lack of judgment was shown by Chooch, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's going to do. I imagine he'll apologize, but you can't go into a time machine and take it away. So he's just going to have to kind of deal with it. Actions and words have repercussions. So sometimes that's something that seems to be lost in our community, like personal responsibility for what you do and what you say doesn't seem to be consistent with some people. And to me, that's a core tenet of who I am and how I think the world should work is personal responsibility for what you do and say. There's always repercussions. Okay, so hopefully that's the Cliff Notes version. Okay, let's sample this. To answer a few Abrams questions from eWheels. Good evening. Before leaving for the day, we want to share a few of the updates on the Abrams. Tubeless knobby, a first on any wheel. Really? A tubeless knobby. So why is that a good thing for it to be tubeless? My M10-3 is tubeless. It also doesn't hold air that well. So yeah, okay, a tubeless knobby. That's that. I did not know that. I'm not quite sure if that's a good thing. Optimus Prime says the S20 has some fancy overall engineering. I think the Abrams is going to be different with the battery size. Yeah, I think it is definitely going to be different with the battery size than what they originally announced. So everyone is trying to improve from others before their release. Yeah, it's funny, like I said, one of the things with the Hero that was an instant turnoff for a lot of people is the initial price that at least it was on the eWheel site. I'm not sure if it was on other sites. Is they said, oh yeah, the estimated price, $4,100, and the Hero only has an 1,800 watt-hour battery, I believe. So a lot of people did this. That price seemed ridiculous. So when the S20 came out with a estimated price of $3,200 to $3,300, magically the projected price of the Hero has dropped. I saw a post that Alien Rides, Kevin said that now the projected price of the Hero is $29,000 to $34,000, I think. So that price has come down. Wow. So I guess competition is a good thing, right? Yeah, that price, the initial price for the Hero is ridiculous. I don't know about you guys. I don't have unlimited resources to spend on electric unicycles. Like when I'm definitely getting an S20, but I'm getting an S20 by selling one, if not two, of my wheels to do so, because it's for me, it's fiscally irresponsible to be just buying wheel after wheel without offsetting that somehow. So, but $4,100. I'll never pay $4,000 for a wheel. Cross my heart and hope to die. So, you heard it here. Okay, so Real Talk seems impressed by tubeless knobby. Why is that impressive? I don't really get what that does for you. I mean, if you get a flat, you still got to take the thing off. I mean, it saves you the the 45 seconds it takes to pull a tube out. And to me, a tube gives you a slightly second layer of defense. You know, if something pokes the tire, there's a possibility that it could poke the tire, but not pop the tube. It's unlikely that it wouldn't pop both. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing the huge advantage there. But maybe someone will educate me. Bill H agrees that the S20 is the winner out of these four wheels. I think it's a clear winner. But I'm 53 years old, and I really benefited from suspension. You know, 2,200 watt hours. It's the biggest battery KingSong's ever put in a wheel. A 70 kilometer an hour, like 43, 44 mile an hour top speed. The highest top speed of a KingSong wheel by a ton. Prior to this, the fastest they will allow any of their wheels to go was 31 miles an hour. So that's a huge increase. The highest voltage of any wheel ever, 126 volt wheel. So, and this is a hollow motor wheel, KingSong's first hollow motor wheel. Now, luckily, it's not a hollow motor like the V11 or the prior version Gotway wheels. You know, that had these big hollow motor openings with big bearings, with big surface areas to fail, and real big issues with water ingress. This is a much smaller opening. I'm not sure of the exact size, but I would say it's more in line with the revised Bugatti motors now that are in like the EXN and I think the Monster Pro. Much smaller bearings. So hopefully it does not have the same issues that the prior generation hollow motors have. We got more story time from eWheels. Studded pedals come standard. Yeah, well, we saw that. All right, 3,500 watt motor. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We're talking about the Abrams. Okay, I'm getting my wheels mixed up. Okay, studded pedals on the Abrams. Okay, all right. The Sherman doesn't have that. A 3,500 watt motor. The S20 has that, with greater torque than the Sherman. Equivalent or slightly higher max speed. Well, it's interesting if it has greater torque than the Sherman, considering it's a bigger diameter wheel. That's good, right? And supposedly the price on the Abrams is going to be in line with what the Sherman costs now. And the Sherman, what does the new Sherman cost right now? 3,400, 3,500? No, it's more than that, isn't it? It's like, isn't it 3,800? If you can even get one, I'm out of touch. When I ordered my Sherman, they were $2,800. I think they might be $3,800 now. So that's kind of nuts, right? Is it true Abrams rim is reinforced? After Rimgate, all the issues that we had with people posting broken Sherman rims, hopefully the rim is reinforced. I would think that they would have learned their lesson there. Nope, more stories. Improved water protection, significantly higher pedal roll bar clearance, higher current charging support. Tentative price is $34.99. So yeah, that is right in line with the Sherman price-wise. The battery pack is going to be using the 2170 cells instead of the 18650s that the Sherman uses. So we'll see. But for me, it doesn't. If I would have an S20, I would have no use for an Abrams. Really, I really don't. Okay, so this is Real Talk's rating of the wheels as far as what appeals to him the most. The Abrams the most, really. S20 second, Hero third, Commander 4. Yeah, Commander is definitely a number 4 for me, I believe. So to you, the Abrams is like a better monster, I guess. Yeah, because it's just getting up there size-wise. Hello, 342 Designs. I don't recognize your handle, but welcome to the live chat. And I'm sorry I'm behind on responding here, but that's what happens. Is there a roll bar under the Abrams like the Shermans? I didn't see. I'm sure there is. Let's see if I can get back there. Let's see. We want to go to Sherman. Well, yeah, you can't really see from that view, can you? Very well. I miss something down there. I see two screws holding something on. But I don't see the. There could be just a straight bar through here as opposed to a rounded corner. It might just be a straight bar with like a 90-degree angle there. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. It is hard for me to tell. Leo's here. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Optimus says the Hero had a design from S18 and light fitted on front, I think. Yeah. I mean, the Hero does look a little bit like a Frankenstein, a little bit, but the overall appearance to me is not unpleasant. I think it's kind of cool looking. Joe says it looks like Claptrap from Borderlands. I've never played Borderlands, but I'll take your word for it. Rocky Top. Hey, man, thanks for, I don't know if you were here in the beginning. I thank you for joining the channel. I appreciate that, buddy. Very, very nice of you. The Hero would look good without the headlight dashboard sticking up. Yeah, I don't think it looks bad. Let me just pop it up again here. Let me see. Let me evaluate how it looks again. Let's add that. So you don't like this jutting out like that, I guess. Jutting out. Okay, so this is what you don't like. I don't mind it for whatever reason. Now, hopefully that's an easily replaceable part. So, because the first cutout, guess what's going to take a beating there. That's one of the nice things that I love about the V12 is those bumpers, those hardened rubber bumpers on the front and the back. They are really cool. And from what I've heard from people that have sort of crashed their V12s, they do a good job of protecting the wheel. There's nothing like that on the Hero. The S20 also, that's one of the features that it touts, is it has a rubberish bumper on the front, a replaceable rubber bumper. I think that is a wise idea. Something that I believe will be copied by other wheel manufacturers going forward. Do you think maintenance will be the most difficult and costly for the S20? Well, I mean, that was a discussion when, my eyes. That was a discussion when the suspension wheels were introduced. There was talk about, oh man, all this complexity and maintenance. I can only speak for myself. Other than the initial setup of the shocks, I haven't done shit to my suspension wheels to keep them going. Now I'm doing mostly on-road riding. I'm not riding trails all the time. But for me, it has not been an issue. And hopefully they do a better job with the linkage on the S20 than they did in the S18. I don't know how they couldn't, because they really got blasted for some of the decisions they made with the way that the S18 suspension is connected together. Let's sample this. Says, looks like taller wheels with integrated seating will be a new thing. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, an integrated seat more than likely is not a seat that is high enough for me. But it looks cool. And for a lot of people, it'll be fine. It'll be good. So, and I don't think, at least in the case of the and the S20, I don't think it takes away from the aesthetic. I think it still looks good. Oh, so Optimus says, Rocky, you are right. One fall, your balls are damaged. Well, don't want to damage your balls, right? Let's champ. Oh, about the Chooch drama. Yes, Chooch drama. That's God. I'm like 15 minutes behind in the chat. My goodness, guys. All right, just got to bear with me. Optimus Commander looks like a redesigned Sherman. Yes, that's the first thing that came to my mind. It just looks like a more polished Sherman. It doesn't, which isn't a bad thing, but it just doesn't excite me. It kind of reminds me of Gotway doing their 500 iterations on the M Super, a little bit. Oh, Leo, the S20 price was announced yesterday in Brazil, $6,343. Wow. You gonna buy one? Wow. Yeah. No, I was kind of. I had a pie in the sky hope that the S20 was going to be announced as a wheel that's not going to cost more than $3,000. So $3,300. It's close enough. It's close enough. I'll make it work. Joe says the S20 looks like the S18 should have been. Yeah, in some ways. I'm stoked about the bigger battery. 2,200 watt hours is going to be enough for me to do any kind of long ride that I ever do. The longest ride I do is, I've taken my wheels to work. That's a 50-mile commute. 2,200 watt hour battery, I can do that for sure. Real talk. EUC influencers love drama. How do you stay out of the drama, Duff? Let me just say, I could create a lot of drama if I wanted to. I could. Believe me, I'm too old to do it. But as you get older, I don't know. It's not appealing. You kind of focus on things that contribute to your quality of life, and being an antagonist, being someone that involved in drama, that doesn't help my quality of life. So I try to stay away from it. It's really that simple. But obviously, everybody is not like that. Eric Chan talking about the new smart BMS. Yeah, a lot of people haven't talked about that, but it's cool because my understanding is it's going to be allow you to monitor down to the cell to see if there's a cell that is bad. Like when a lot of you probably don't watch every video on my channel. I don't blame you. Different strokes for different folks, but I replaced the hybrid battery pack on the Prius that we used to own. And when I did that, the troubleshooting steps, because there's God, how many cells are in that thing? Tons of them. Like there's like 30 blades, basically, somewhere around 30. And in order to troubleshoot that, basically what I did is I had an app on my smartphone, and it connected to the ODBC2 connector on the car. And then I could see the voltage on each pack, and I could identify, hey, this pack is lower voltage than all the other packs. That's a bad pack. I disassembled the battery, the hybrid battery, pulled that battery component out, that blade out, bought another one off of eBay for like $30, put it in. Lo and behold, the hybrid battery pack worked again. With a smart BMS, you're going to be able to see when a bank of cells is going bad. Now, with an EUC, typically you're going to have 2 to 4 packs, so you're going to have to replace the whole pack unless you're really adventurous and you want to cut the pack open and just replace those bad cells. I guess you could do that. I wouldn't do that, but yeah, you could do that. So yeah, I think smart BMS is great. And again, I think that's something that you will see emulated by other manufacturers going forward. Hate mail. Hey man, you were at the last live stream. The S20 looks like the Ducati Street Fighter of EUCs. Yeah, sort of. It does. It's definitely unique. Most unique looking wheel I've seen since the S18, probably, really. Oh, just want to mention, I do have someone ask, was it Real Talk asking about giving stuff away? I'm giving away 2 of these, 2 of my adjustable 3.9 stands. This is my older design. I have 2 of them left, so I'm just going to give them away. So stay tuned for that. Brett, holy bat balls, yes. So Robert, hey Robert, tubeless is super easy to patch in the field like a mountain bike. Okay. So mountain bikes are typically tubeless. I didn't know that. I mean, I have a mountain bike. It's not a hardcore mountain bike and has a tube in it, but I did not know that tubeless was a thing. So I guess, well, I guess, yeah, you could patch it with like what, one of those coring patch kits like you can use on a car, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't excite me that much, but I might be wrong for not being that excited. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so again, you're educating me here. I did not know that all high-end mountain bikes are tubeless. I did not know that. Okay. Hey, Duff, click on the rest of the post to get the complete comment from eWheels regarding Abrams. Okay, well, I will when I see him. They're talking about Leo's projected price. Leo lives in Brazil. I don't know if he said that, but yeah, Brazil. That's Brazil's not a good place to be for a number of reasons. And if you were into EUCs, it's definitely not a good place to be. E. Simon, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. Brett, what did you say? Spill the beans. I'd have to pull it up on the Facebook forum. If you go to the electricunicycle.org forum, you'll see it. Yeah, I really don't want to pile on. I think Chooch is, Chooch and I actually have had some issues way back when, and we kind of buried the hatchet. And I think it just, youth and lack of experience leads to bad decisions at times. And old guys make bad decisions too. Guilty as charged. Okay, we got in. Okay, this is a rating again. Let's sample this. His number 1 wheel out of the 4, the S20. Number 2, the Abrams, and the Hero and the Commander. He doesn't care about. I'm just saying it again. My ranking here would be probably, as far as interest, S20, Hero, Abrams, Commander. That's my level of interest. E. Simon, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. That there's a video out there with Bugatti spraying a hose on top of the Hero to show that it's water resistant, despite having a speaker grill up top, a USB port up top, and the power button up top. So at least it was waterproof in that test, but we'll see long term how well it actually holds up. Does look like a claptrap, yes. The Hero has an aluminum subframe. Yes, I did show that earlier as well. I can probably show that again if I do this and I add it to the stream. And I go back to this screen and I go through the pictures. It's not a horrible looking wheel. I mean, I don't know. I like the V11 too, and some people think the V11 looks horrible. So, where is it? There you go. That's the picture I saw about the subframe on the Hero. And it does look like this part up here, when the first time it cuts out and you nosedive here, this whole part will probably have to be replaced. It looks like you can replace it though. So that's good. Finn's here. What's up, man? Maybe suspension is the future of EUC, so we will see a lot of used wheels for sale in near future, is my guess. Well, there have been a lot of wheels for sale, but it's not like they're bargain basement. People are not giving them away just because availability is so difficult. You know, if you want any wheel, most any wheel, you're waiting for months and months. So, and like I see people selling Shermans, like I could sell my Sherman right now for more than what I paid. Sounds like my Tesla story, right? And oh, speaking of my Tesla, just FYI, I'm picking up my new Tesla next Sunday, September 5th. I will have my next Model Y. Kind of weird. Oh, Joe says I may sell my Sherman in order to get one of these new wheels. Still thinking about it. Well, you'll get a premium for it if you do, Joe. I'm sure you don't want to sell your Suron. All right, let's sample this. Is excited for giving away stands. Okay, I'm catching up on comments. Good. I already got all the wheels posts. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm catching up, though. I am catching up. Leo says that pricing of $6,300 plus is the official pricing from the KingSong country dealer. I would say that they need a new dealer. That's ridiculous. My God. I mean, is there any chance that import taxes and fees are enough to charge that amount? That seems crazy, guys. That's nuts. Let's sample this. Look at my post for the links to what you said. I didn't see it. But your post here, I didn't see it. I saw it, so I don't need to look at them again. Okay. Yep. Okay, people still don't believe that pricing that Leo is saying. It's basically double. It's basically double what the wheel is supposed to cost the United States. So how many of you have put your $100 deposit on the S20? I did it the day that it was available, I think. Someone, oh, actually Mike from Tampa is the one that turned me on to it. He said, hey, eWheels is now taking deposits on the S20. And as soon as he told me, 5 minutes later, I placed my $100 deposit on the S20. I wanted to get in line early. Optimus says, I don't think KingSong will sell a wheel with that price, Leo, if they wanted to outsell the competition. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know everything in Brazil costs ridiculous amounts of money. So imported things, at least. Leo says it's the exchange rate and taxes in Brazil. Or remind me to never move to Brazil. My goodness, it's terrible. Are we still, Finn says, are we still having a lithium battery crisis affecting EUC prices? As far as I know, yes. As far as I know, I mean, there's supply chain issues all over the place. You know, raw materials issues, transportation issues. I mean, that's the whole reason that there was that rumor that Veteran was going to stop making the Sherman because they couldn't get the 18650 cells. Now, I believe they've changed that since. They actually have said that, no, they're going to still make Shermans. But, yeah, from what I understand, it's a real bitch to get those cells. Now, one thing I did want to mention more while we're talking about cells, the Hero, the $4,100 price that was posted on eWheels, I believe that is with those new custom packs that eWheels is selling. They're Molly cells. They're called Molly cells. They're supposedly like some of the best cells you can buy. And the draw with those is they have the ability to deliver an extremely high amp rate safely. Like their specs blow away standard 2170s or 18650s. And of course they're more expensive, but they are some of the best batteries you can get. So the Hero that eWheels was listing had those Molly cells. Now the pricing that Alien Rides listed for the Hero, $2,900 to $3,400 or something like that. My guess would be that is not with Molly cells because only eWheels is doing that. It's probably with just the standard Bugatti battery pack. So I'm not sure if there's a hard and fast rule how much more these custom packs from eWheels are going to cost. But if they're at $700 more, that's gonna slow some people down, I think. Okay, James, talking about the price of transportation. Yeah, I've had some communications with Jason, and I can't remember. I thought, and again, this is relying on my memory, so it's dangerous, but I thought he said at one point, like, the cost for a container, to have a container of goods shipped across from China, was $2,000. I thought, and now James is saying it's 24 grand. So that is just obscene. And not only is it extremely expensive, you're paying all this premium for terrible end results. It's so slow. Everything is so backlogged. It takes so long to get stuff from China. It's just it's crazy. I would never want to be an EUC dealer, guys. Oh my God, the headaches. No thanks. I mean, Jason has told me some things about what he deals with, and that is not how I would want to make a living. Let me tell you. So E. Simon says EUCs are very expensive in Brazil. Well, Leo can confirm that. Alternatively, we pay less from our local EUC dealer here in Australia than U.S. prices. Really? So exchange adjusted, you pay less for wheels in Australia? Well, I guess, well, it's closer, right? It's closer to China, so maybe that makes sense. I would think it would cost less to ship from China to Australia than it costs to ship from China to the United States. That might be flawed thinking, but that seems logical to me. Finn, why buy batch 1? Well, for me, I like being able to be on the leading edge of getting new wheels. That being said, there is a clear and present danger with doing so. How many wheel launches over the last 2-3 years? Batch 1 came out, and there was some significant issues with multiple wheels, multiple manufacturers. It gets in the hands of a number of people, and some big warts are brought to light. And then, okay, well, batch 2, we're going to fix it. Batch 1, maybe we'll try to fix it for you if we can, or it might just be too bad, so sad. You bought batch 1. That is a risk. That is definitely a risk for being an early adopter. In my situation, I'm aware of the risk, and I know I could be potentially opening myself up to headaches, but I'm going to be trying to get as early of an S20 as I can, for sure. But yeah, you're not wrong, Finn. Ideally, if you want the less, if you're not an immediate gratification kind of person, you can wait. You have no problem with waiting. In most situations, you're going to be better served to wait, to let the bugs get worked out of the initial batch, or the initial 2 batches or 3 batches, whatever, because there's been a lot of iterations with some of these wheels. So Leo, again, we're talking about the ridiculous pricing in Brazil. The 11 is $3,700. So again, that's almost double what it costs in the U.S. So seems pretty consistent pattern. Mike placed his deposit on the S20. Good man. I wonder how many deposits Jason got on that thing. I bet he got a ton. I bet he got hundreds of deposits because for whatever reason, he's only asking for $100 to hold your place in line, as opposed to $500 or even $1,000 sometimes, which I don't really like that policy of asking for large amounts of money to be held potentially for months on end. That's just, I don't know. I'm not real cool with that. I know Alien Rides, I think he was, Kevin was listing $1,000 deposit on the Hero. Yeah, the Hero, I think. It's a little steep to let someone hold your money for a long period of time. Most financial advisors would recommend you do not do that, because then that money is in that person's account, working for them and not in yours. Johnny Zap. I think they should get rid of displays on EUCs and go with Bluetooth watch display like an iWatch or one from EUC manufacturer. Well, they have that. Inmotion has a dedicated Inmotion watch where you basically you get all that information on your watch. There's third-party tools that have done that for a long time. DarknessBot. I use DarknessBot on my iPhone. And if I have my Apple Watch, I can actually stream, speed, battery level, and stuff to my Apple Watch. So that is available, and that's been available to people. The Sherman was the first one to have an on-screen display. And I remember when it was announced, I thought it was kind of dumb, to be honest with you. I thought I didn't really understand the benefit. After owning a Sherman and now a V12, I like having that ability to see that stuff on the wheel. And in the V12's case, you can do so much. You can do some configuration with the Sherman, but it's kind of basic. With the V12, you can do a bunch of stuff just on the wheel. I love that screen, even if you can't see it that well when it's bright outside. Optimus says it's not safe if the watch had a problem or battery is low. You get cutouts. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, okay. Yeah, not being able to see the battery level on the watch, whereas you have a real time battery indicator on the wheel. Although most wheels have always had some sort of battery indication on them. But yeah, I get what you mean. So Simon confirming that the reason that the wheels cost less in Australia is because they are closer to China. There you go. Mystery solved. James, getting my Sherman in a couple of weeks. So excited. Congrats. How much did it cost you? Did it cost $3,800? I'm curious what people are paying for Shermans brand new nowadays. Optimus going to bed. Hey, my eyes are heavy too. I'm not going to stream that long, guys. I've had a long day. Let's see. I got up. I did chicken chores, and then I weeded the property, and then I helped Cindy with a project she was working on that involved a bunch of topsoil, a bunch of sod. Came home, and then mowed the property as well. So yeah, it's been a long day for me too. And like I said, I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon to go to this conference, so I'm not going to be staying up till 11 o'clock or anything like that. I need to be well rested. Since I don't have my Tesla, that can do the majority of the highway driving for me, I'm going to be taking my Tacoma. So need to be a little bit more alert, right? Johnny's app says it's not safe to look down at your wheel while riding either. That is true. That there's a slight risk with that. Hopefully you're only doing it briefly. Whether you're looking down quickly or you're looking at your wrist quickly, your attention is off the road. So hopefully you're doing that in a safe manner. I always thought, this is funny. I'm sure a bunch of you guys know Matthias. Matthias is like the inventor of power pads, basically. He's the one that got me into 3D printing, more or less. And now he's moved on to small factor electronics and circuit building. He's extremely creative. But I suggested to him that because he did all that customization with the lights and stuff, like an independent light controller for Gotway wheels. I told him that I thought the killer app, well, not a killer app, but I thought a cool feature for an EUC would be a heads-up display. And with an EUC, obviously you don't have a windshield, so you don't have a heads-up display. But I thought if you use the same technology, that if you've ever seen these devices you can buy for bikes, and they project lines on either side of the bike to give a visual indication to people of, give me some space. I thought if you use a laser to project speed and battery on the road in front of you, I thought that would be cool. I thought it'd be really cool. And I suggested to him that he try to come up with a way to do that. He never did, but I think that would be a nice thing, that you'd be able to still look at the road and see that information. But there could be technical challenges. I don't know. But I know with at least the bike devices I'm talking about, even in daylight, you can see those red lasers. I mean, they are pretty intense. So I would think you might be able to do it. I don't know. If you steal my idea, you're welcome, I guess. David Mitchell, hey man, you're from Scotland. What the heck? It's the middle of the morning there. Aren't you 6 hours ahead of me? Which would make it 4 in the morning? Wow. I appreciate it. Hate Mail says, I'm guessing if I put a deposit down now for the S20, it could be batch 2 or 3. Yeah, who knows? I heard that they're going to have, I guess, a physical wheel to show us in September, I believe, and with potential ship dates the end of November. And I absolutely think that will not happen. Those dates just seem to always slip. I think that we'll be lucky if we see one, shipped out to people this year. It'd be great if I was wrong, but just based on the track record and shipping delays and material delays, I'd be very, very surprised if they actually start shipping wheels this year. But you can always hope, I guess. Mike says the manufacturer asked if a bunch of us would pay extra to have our e-bike shipped from China, and it worked. What, you did like an air freight, or what did you do? What did you do with that? Johnny Zapp, I guess the point I'm trying to make is if they remove the screen from the wheel, it would be cheaper for the original cost of the wheel and after a crash. Yeah, true. There is expense associated with that. I don't know how much, but yeah, there is expense. For sure. Part of the reason that wheels have continued to go up in price. More features cost more money. James says that he paid $3,600 for his Sherman. Okay, so that's right around what they're saying that an Abrams is going to cost. All right, cool. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm not going to stay on long, but let's give away at least one of the stands right now. And for those of you that are new to live streaming, airship. Okay, so Mike did an airship on that, right? My original V11 was airshipped from China. It was cool. It got to me in like 2 days from China. All right, so the way this works is when I put in the chat that we're starting guesses, you put in a number from 1 to 100. You put in a number one time. Do not put multiple numbers in. If I see multiple numbers from you, I'm going to disqualify you from the drawing, because I'm being very clear about that. Right? Sometimes I haven't been clear about that, just thinking that no one would do that, and people did that. So yeah, we're not going to do it that way. Second, if you're in the U.S., I will ship it for free. If you are overseas and you win, I can still ship it to you. I've shipped stands all over the world. But you need to be willing to pay the shipping. And just for a reference, usually to ship one stand to like Europe or the UK is about $25 US, something like that. If you're not in the EU or UK, I don't know what it'll cost you. I would look it up for you, and you'd have to be willing to pay that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is Senator Perry's here. What's up, buddy? And a super chat. You're not the first to super chat. Actually, we had Real Talk did back-to-back super chats, believe it or not, probably 2 minutes apart. But I do appreciate it, because I know you are a regular super chatter. And I announced earlier, I now have 6 members to the channel. So you're not alone as a member. Senator Perry is a channel member as well, which is much appreciated. So anyways, what we're going to do here is I'm going to put in the chat. Guess now 1, 2. 100 for first stand. Okay, so now you can put in your guesses. Again, it's one of my 3.9 adjustable stands. It adjusts from 14.5 centimeters up into 20.5 centimeters. But to get it to 20.5 centimeters, you only use one bolt. You take out the bolts and you just move it to its widest selection. This would work with most wheels. It wouldn't work with something like an S18. This would not work with an EX. They're too high, but it would work with pretty much anything else that I'm aware of. So, yeah, sold a lot of them. All right. Oh, wow. We got a lot of guesses. Oh, so I'm going to have to pull up the random number generator, right? You guys are familiar with that. The random number generator. So let's close that. Random number generator. We're going to we'll let the guesses come in here. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of guesses. All right. Oh, we have a decent amount of people on, I guess, so we got a lot of guesses. All right, so we'll give it a minute or so. So Finn says the S20 seat might be for short-legged people, not long-legged folks. Yeah, Finn, I mentioned that earlier. Same thing with the Hero. Yeah, the Hero has a built-in seat, which is cool. And yeah, the Eagle built-in seat is cool. But I don't think that it'll probably work for me. I know you're kind of lanky like I am. So we would probably have a similar problem. Similar problem with that. But I still think it's cool that they have the seat built in. So let's, I don't think I actually went through the different pictures here, really. I did it with the other wheels. That just got posted recently. That's a very cool render action shot of the S20. Drawings of it. The headlights that are actually have an adjustable angle to them. They're kind of cool. It looks like each side is like 4 independent LEDs. So that's a cool design. I like that. And you see that replaceable bumper right on top of it. The tail lights, again, unique looking. I'm assuming that might be the battery indicator. Well, no, it has a screen, so I assume the battery is actually going to be on the screen. That's kind of cool. Spiked pedals. They are standard. The kickstand. That looks like a nice substantial kickstand. I'm curious how that stays out of the, well, yeah, no, I guess it's fine. It won't. I don't think it'll cause an issue when riding. Let's see, what are we showing here? We're showing the motor, maybe. Lots of motor exposed, lots of tire exposed. Some people think that's a potential problem. If the wheel gets away from you and starts rolling, yeah, I guess there's concerns about the motor taking damage. I guess time will tell. Coil over shock. It really looks more and more like a mountain bike / motorcycle suspension. With, I think it has 135 millimeters of travel. That's a lot, man. 13.5 centimeters. That is a lot of travel. So should be kind of awesome. Built-in power pads. Some people, and those power pads adjust up and down. They adjust. Hold on a second. They adjust up and down to give you some flexibility there. Some people didn't like that. They want to have the ability to put their own pads on. Potentially, maybe they can be removed, and you can do that. I don't know. Rear profile again. Some people don't like that it's all red. I'm assuming that you'll be able to customize that pretty easily if you want. I've seen people put all kinds of paint schemes on their S18, so I don't think that'll be real challenging to do. Profile. Okay, this is the graphic that eWheel sent out, and I probably need to make this bigger so you can see it. Again, talks about the smart BMS, 2220 watt hours. It's not 2200, it's 2220 watt hours. 10 amp fast charging. It's the first KingSong wheel that I'm aware of that allows you to charge at 10 amps, 126 volts. It's the first electric unicycle that supports or has a 126 volt motor and battery pack. This, the now standard 3-inch wide tire, kickstand, spiked pedals, the LEDs. Okay, yeah. So 100. I'm looking at the suspension here. 130 millimeters of suspension travel, 75 millimeters of spring travel. Okay. 3,300 watt motor. Why did I think that it said 3,500 watt motor earlier? I thought it said 3,500 watt motor earlier on the launch. 33 is fine, but yeah, okay. And the customizable power pads. Okay, from that graphic, it looks like the power pads go up, down, and left and right. Okay, I thought I just saw them adjusting up and down. Now, the one thing I don't see here is a picture of this. I not have a picture of the screen. No, I don't. Okay, I thought I did. Yeah, it has a integrated screen on the top. It did not look like it was anything like the V12 screen. Not anything to that degree. Kind of look more simplistic, black and white. But if it gives you the basic information, that's good enough for me. All right, so we're going to close the guessing for this first stand. Oh, Rocky Top, what's up, man? Oh, you like my idea about the laser heads-up display? I'm sure it's doable. I'm sure it could be done. I don't have the technical knowledge to do it, but I'm sure it could be done. I do not doubt that whatsoever. Just have it project, I don't know, 6 feet in the ground in front of you? I don't think it would be that hard to do. Okay. End voting now. Okay, so now the voting on the first stand is closed. So now we need to bring up the handy dandy random number generator. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to generate a number from 1 to 100, just so you guys can all see it. And Rocky Top, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. Not necessary, but much appreciated. All right, here we go. Generate. Oh, wow, it's a low one, 8. All right. So now we begin the fun process of looking through all of the guesses. And yeah, it's a very fun process. All right, so let's go back here where I started. Oh, wow, okay. Here we go. All right, 33, 64, 30. Okay, E. Simon, 13. That's only 5 away. It's pretty good. Ooh, David Smith with a 5. That's only 3 away. Okay. Finn with a 3. All right. NYC EUC is here. Hey, bud. What's up? Okay, 70. It looks to me like David Smith is the winner. All right. David Smith with a 5. You are the winner. So now what you need to do, David, if you've never been on this live stream before, you see at the bottom of the screen, you see my email address scrolling across the bottom. Email me, say, hey, I'm David. I won one of the stands, and I just need your address, basically. And I will send that out to you. And if you get it to me tonight, I will drop it off at the post office tomorrow, and it'll get shipped out on Monday. So try to email me that information tonight if you can. Congrats to David. All right, so Finn says, seated riding on Sherman work extremely well when you push and pull the metal frame. Braking is very strong, so is acceleration. Seat in the Sherman is for short-legged folks. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that, using it as leverage. And actually, the lip on the V12, those rubber lips, if you could actually ride seated, which I cannot, it's way too short for me, but you could definitely use those bumpers to do this exact same thing. You could hook your hand over there and pull back, or push forward. Well, I guess you couldn't push forward as easily. You could grab behind you, I guess, and lift the rear one. But there is definitely some people that really take advantage of that extra leverage. NYC EUC says I assume you're talking about the S20. It's not a 20-inch wheel. It has the same tires, all the 18-inch wheels. So, well, that's interesting. Does it? I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, the tire says it's a 275 by 14, right? So I wonder if it has a higher sidewall. That's where it comes up with a 20. I don't know. I'll take your word for it. Not that it changes my opinion one way or the other. Oh, E. Simon. Okay, you beat me to it. The S20 pads need to adjust left to right. Okay. Well, that's what I was just talking about. It looks like they do based on that graphic from eWheels. I think they actually do. I'm curious how they do it, but yeah. Good to see pics with and without the seat. Yeah, I haven't seen a picture of is the S20 seat removable? Has someone heard that? I have not heard that, if that's the case. Finn asked about 126 volt batteries. Yeah, the higher the voltage, the higher the speed is my understanding of it. It's easier to go higher speeds when you have higher voltage, as long as the batteries are able to supply the amperage to support that. So I heard that the lift speed, like if you just lift the wheel off the ground and let it spin out, the top speed on or the no load lift test, I guess is what they call it often, is 105 kilometers an hour. That's what they said, and that is very similar to the Sherman, I believe. I don't know that the Sherman goes over 100 on the lift test. So I guess the reason that it's because KingSong is different than Gotway. KingSong is always going to maintain a safety margin on their wheels. So by having the voltage that high, it allows them to have a top speed of 70 kilometers an hour or 44 miles per hour, while maintaining a sizable safety barrier, margin for error, basically. And a lot of people don't really understand, like, why do wheels, like why don't they just let you go as fast as it can go? Why does it not allow you to do that? The reason that manufacturers like Inmotion and KingSong don't do that is because if you're going near the top speed that a wheel can go, if there's a situation that comes up, if you hit a bump or something that makes the wheel have to use extra power to balance you, that power isn't there. And then when that power isn't there, the wheel is overloaded and it cuts out. So when you keep that safety margin in place, it allows for that kind of stuff. So by having it be a 126 volt wheel, it allows it to go that fast and still have what KingSong views as an acceptable degree of safety. That would be my answer to that. And maybe I'm full of shit. I don't know, but that's kind of my understanding. 47 is almost 8. Yeah, sure, it is, I guess. David 1. Okay. Hate mail. Self-leveling headlights and heads-up display would be doable and cool. Yeah, it would be. Yep. It definitely would be. Maybe someday. I mean, we are. I mean, when you compare where we are tech-wise, now with wheels to 3 years ago, we've come a long way, and that is only going to continue. That trend is going to continue. Omni wheel. Is there a way to customize the LED patterns on a Gotway Nikola Plus? You can tweak the lights on a Nikola Plus. You can change the way that it behaves. That's my understanding. Now, my Nikola, because I had a Nikola Plus, I'm trying to remember if you could do it through the app or if it was just through a shitload of presses on the power button. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I thought that is the way you do it. You just have to freaking just keep hitting the button, and it just cycles through all these different options. Maybe someone else can give more detail on that, but I think that's the way that I recall doing it on my Nikola Plus. Because there is definitely some options there that you're not stuck with the default option. Finn says CD routing on the V11 is very nice too, but I don't have the blah, blah, blah. All wheels should have a metal frame, methinks. Well, you're seeing more and more metal frames, and there are definitely some advantages to it for sure. People sure like connecting things to the exposed frame in the Sherman. It's amazing the amount of things I've seen connected to the crash bars on a Sherman. People just clamp everything you can imagine to that wheel. OmniWheel says that the S20 seat isn't removable, but the side pads are. Okay, good to know. I know that Jack did a live stream with Mickey and Cobra the other day. I got to watch very little of it. I had other stuff to do, but that's cool. That's good. Some people will like that. It's funny what I did see of the live stream. I saw some of the comments coming in, and of course, since it's Mickey's stream, there's a lot of the New York City riders in there, and they're just like, "Oh, it needs to go faster. Or why can't you remove the tilt back? Just let us ride through the tilt back. We need to go faster." I'm like, "Oh my God, these guys are just." I just did an eye roll, just not that anybody saw it, but yeah, I just kind of eye rolled it. Some of those comments. All right, guys, I'm not going to stay up much later, so I need to give away this other stand. The Jedi 30, when voltage goes up, amperage drops, so they keep the wire size down and draw on batteries. Yeah, that is true, because that is something that I've dealt with my solar systems. Because you can run stuff in series or in parallel, and when you run it in series, the voltage of each panel adds up. When you run them in parallel, the voltage stays the same. So the higher the voltage, the lower the amperage. So again, you can safely extract more power that way. GST bad. I'd like a stand for my Inmotion V8. Do you still sell some? What size should I buy? A V8 would work with the normal stands. Like I have the real original stands, the 2.1 stands that are on my store, EUCarmy.com, just like you see the scroller there. If you just go to EUCarmy.com, you can see them there. If you're not fussy, you can get one of those stands for as little as $22 plus shipping. So shipping to France is normally $25. So $25. So yeah, there are stands on there. Or the adjustable stands. These stands do adjust narrow enough to work for a V8 as well, but they also expand enough to work for a Sherman. All right. EUC Vibe says the S20 is the best wheel out of the four. I agree. Although it's still just a render, I trust KingSong will deliver. I trust KingSong will deliver as well. Doesn't mean they will, but I do. KingSong is pretty interested in delivering what they promise. Okay, so Mark says the S20 seat is removable. Okay. Well, I imagine when you disassemble it, it would have to come off, right? So that's good to know. Rocky Top says, I couldn't watch Olympics beach volleyball without thinking that could have been Duff. The top right picture is from the volleyball days. I was never... I played volleyball a lot for 10 years. 10 maybe 10 to 12 years. That was my main hobby, volleyball. I played up in Pennsylvania. I played on the grass, a lot of grass volleyball. Played at the beach in Delaware, some. And when I moved down to Florida for like 3 years or so, 3 to 4 years, I played beach volleyball down here. That being said, I was never a high level player. I was average at best, but I did like it. But nowhere near high level. But lots of fun. Definitely couldn't do it anymore. Between my knees and my back, definitely could not do it anymore. Okay, so we got some disputes about the seat, I guess, about if it's removable or not. EUC Vibe says, that's awesome. The EUC Army stand can adjust to fit an Inmotion V8 all the way to the Sherman. Yeah, it can fit. It'll fit almost any wheel except the ones with the higher pedals like the S18 and the EX. But I do have the tall boy stand for that has higher sides. So okay, let's give away this other stand because I'm running out of gas. Stand number 2, identical to stand number 1, adjustable 3.9 stand. I'm going to put in the chat, enter number from 1 to 100. Again, if you're in the US, I will ship it for free. If you are overseas, you need to be willing to pay the shipping costs, whatever they may be. Typically for, like I said, France, Europe, I sent something to, where did I send it? Oh, to UK. It's usually about $25 or so. Second stand now. Okay. All right. So there we go. Put your guesses in from 1 to 100 for the second stand. Okay. Again, we're talking about S20 seat removal. Jack said the seat wasn't fabricated yet. I think I remember Jack mentioning that they're going to use a soft material, but didn't choose one yet for the seat. Okay. Yeah, I would imagine like high density foam, maybe. You know, similar to like the seat for the Sherman, or lots of EUCs are made out of the high density foam. All right, we got our guesses coming in here. We'll let this roll a little bit. Omni Wheel's heading out. He's got to wash your Husky. It's important to keep your Husky clean. Definitely important. That just reminded me. I was looking where Elsa was when we started the stream. Elsa was underneath my feet. Now Elsa is over in the corner over there on her dog bed, chilling out. Oh, some people voted early, but that's fine. I'll count your votes. I just have to scroll up a little bit further. So anyways, guys, again, just for those of you that came in later, when talking about the 4 wheels, the Commander, the Abrams, the Bugatti Hero, and the S20, as far as my interest level in those wheels, it's the S20, it's the Hero, it's the Abrams, and it's the Commander. As far as my interest level goes, and the only one of those wheels that I right now have a deposit on and I'm very interested in is the S20. I definitely need to own an S20, and I plan to sell one of my suspension wheels. I'm not sure which one yet. I would guess maybe the S18, because the V11 is different. I think it would make sense to sell the S18. And I guess I was actually rolling around in my head, do I want to sell the Sherman? Because, I mean, with 2,200 watt hours, the S20 would probably carry me wherever I would typically go. But the Sherman, I don't know. I really love the Sherman. So I think I would have to hold on to the Sherman. So GST bad. Thanks for everything you do for the EUC community. Thank you. Thank you for participating. I appreciate it. I do it because I like it, guys. Hopefully that's why most people do it. I think some people, that line might be a little bit blurry, if you know what I mean, but I do it because I like it. David, can I vote again? I'm going to be mean and say no. Don't vote again. I like to give someone else a chance to win another stand. We actually had in the one live stream. Was it the last live stream or 2 live streams ago? I think it was a live stream for 10,000 when I got 10,000 subscribers. I think the one woman actually won twice. She won 2 stands. And I sent them to her, but I think I'd like to spread the love around, if you know what I mean. Okay. All right, so we're going to close the voting. Close voting now. Voting is closed. Okay, so now we need to bring up the handy dandy number generator. And let's pick a new number. I'll be ready. Nothing up my sleeve, just hitting the generate button. 41 is the number. So let's scroll back up. Ooh, okay, GST with a 39. That's pretty good. 39's pretty close. $33, $50. Ooh, Finn, 45. You were close the last time too, Finn, but not quite close enough. 4. Oh, wait, okay. Okay, it looks like GST bad is the winner. And GST, you were the one that was just asking about a stand, weren't you? For the V8? Okay, if you did not hear earlier, what you need to do is email me at duff@EUCArmy. Say, hey, I'm GST bad. I won the other stand. Here is my my address, and I will take it from there. So just make sure to email me at duff@EUCArmy.com. Okay, so I got a couple questions here. We're going to be shutting this down very soon, but hold on. Just wanted to explain, because some people are questioning my order of interest. And take notice, I said interest. Because it has to do, because I am qualifying this based on what I already have. And as far as interest goes, the S20 is the winner by a large margin. The Hero reminds me of an S18, a stronger S18. You know, with a much more capable power plant, bigger battery, obviously, and similar suspension, and I kind of like the quirky looks, and I am very dialed into suspension. Like there's a tangible difference for me when I'm riding a suspension wheel than a non-suspension wheel, as far as the toll on my body. Younger people probably don't even care or notice the difference. I do. And I've had conversations with Marty, and he does too when he rides his S18. There's a big difference on the beating that you take. The Abrams, the Abrams is a slightly bigger Sherman. I have a Sherman. It looks, like I said, it looks better. I mean, it looks more refined. But I don't know what that's going to do for me over the Sherman that I need. It supposedly has a stronger motor, has more torque. The Sherman is plenty strong for me, so That's why I'm not as interested in the Abrams. I probably would have been interested if they would have went smaller, less expensive instead of bigger and similar price. And the Commander, I don't give two shits about. It's another Gotway. It's a rebranded Gotway with a different looking shell. Supposedly has a bigger battery. I think it has a 3,600 watt hour battery, so it would have the biggest battery. So it would be, again, a long range cruiser. But again, I have the Sherman, so yeah, I have no interest in the Commander, really. It's an interesting story, the way that the connection between Extreme Bull and Bigoti came to be, but yeah. Yeah, Rocky Top, you're too late. I closed it. Sorry, bud. Yeah, EUC Vibe says he's surprised with the Hero in front of the Abrams. Yeah, I think, everyone was expecting, the rumors for a long time was that Veteran was going to do a suspension wheel. So it was a bit of a letdown, to be quite honest, when I saw that, that not a suspension wheel, they're doing a slightly bigger wheel. I don't know. I questioned it then, I questioned it now. I don't know that that was the best idea. Okay, what we got here, guys? My eyeballs are burning. Yeah, Kevin, sorry, Kevin, I closed the voting already. All right, guys. So I think, thanks for congrats to the 11K subscribers. Yeah, thanks. I'm up to almost 11,200 now, I believe. So yeah, it's been a slow and steady climb, but I appreciate everyone that is a subscriber. Tell your friends. So let's see, anything else here? Sunglass Shack Hillary's. I presume you'll be able to burn through the S20 battery really fast if you're pushing it or riding hard into the wind. Well, that's true with any EUC, but that was the main reason that when I did the V12 range test last weekend, I wanted to do it at a more normal riding speed for me, closer to 25 miles an hour. So in that situation, the V12 that has a 1,750 watt hour battery pack, I did 35 miles, averaging almost 25 miles an hour. I had 30% battery at the end, and I wasn't speed limited one time. No tilt back, no speed warnings. Doing that, so if with the S20, it's a bigger battery, so I would have even more leeway there in that regard. So for me, it's fine. For some people, no, they want the biggest battery possible. They want to do Marty rides all the time. Marty length rides. Understandable, but for my situation, I do not need that. So it's not a big influence. EUC vibes. Yeah, GST did speak that V8 stand into fruition. That's funny, right? That is kind of funny that it worked out that way. Okay, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. Like I said, I'll be out and about for the next few days. Probably not going to see. You're definitely not going to see a riding video from me this weekend. But I do appreciate everyone that stopped by. Feel free to bounce your feedback off me. And I think that's all I have for now. Yeah. Till next time. Duffman out.